Wonder, wonder, wonder. Wonder, wonder, wonder.
know if you're out there in the chat, where you're tuning in from, if you submitted something for the challenge, and yeah, how you're feeling today generally. We're gonna hop into the first initial station here. Looks like intro tune is still on loud. Okay, so I'm just gonna switch into the main scene here, and it will kind of save it. The background music. All right, check. Let us know now that we turned off the music, um, how everything's feeling and sounding out there. You can see here. I guess I got booted out. Today, we have a very exciting prize, which is going to be for. We have two prizes or two winners for today's challenge this month, and the first of which is going to get a 343 Pro session as well as a 6-month license for the arcade plugin made by Output. And then the runner-up, second place, is going to get some 343 Pro sessions. Just that alone. So, best of luck to everybody. Any words before we kind of jump in here, Stella, for everybody?
I'm excited. Let's get it started.
Okay, cool. And then just keep out keep us posted on how things are sounding. If you can hear us, okay. If you can hear the music, okay. It's kind of me and Stella's both first time here in the hot seat, so we're gonna do our best to make things run smooth, but no promises necessarily. All right, cool. So we have Cynthia Morales, who I believe, let us know if you're out there. Cynthia is a student, previous student of the school, and she has a really cool track for us here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it play.
I like the percussion. I love percussion, so always good.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I got to kind of tease a little bit and listen to while I was setting up, and the vibe, like rhythmically, is really nice. Okay, a little more gain for the mics. What's up, Simple Sam? Shout out. Okay, cool. So a little breakdown section here.
That's a big change.
Yeah, this is nice though. Very smooth. I dig the arrangement, like overall. I like how it kind of turned back on here, but it wasn't
But the sample's missing here, so I'm kind of. It feels like two separate songs to me a little bit.
I think that's always a challenge with something like this, right?
Make a big switch without,
Yeah, and just generally, like with the sample challenges, I feel like you could try to make it around the song, or you could kind of try to like make another song and fit it in.
Yeah.
And there's always like people walking the line between those two. This is great though.
I love the vibe, like the percussion.
You can see really here, I guess it's been out for like a week as a public track. Got some likes, got some good plays. Like that says something. I commented earlier on it when I was checking it out, so hopefully the engagement will continue here. Okay, cool. So that kind of gives us the, most of it there.
Yeah.
Any like immediate thoughts on your end?
I love the start. The percussion works really well. When the breakdown kind of comes in, for me, it gets a little too empty. So I was maybe expecting some melodic elements in there, maybe some chops of the sample, still kind of reminding you that the sample was at the start.
Gotcha.
But yeah, overall, I feel like the vibe was really good. That breakdown for me was a little empty, and the switch was a little too sudden for me. So
Got it. So
my
like
taste.
I agree with you, and what it made me think of there more specifically is like in the breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
one thing that you need to change a lot, but you talk about this a lot, is like adding some ear candy or
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
some
yeah,
more
yeah. That's
stuff
what I was kind of like
to smooth
missing there. Yeah,
to smooth that transition out,
yeah.
because like it is simple, but to me, like I liked it. It sounds cool. It's very smooth,
Mm-hmm.
but to kind of go from here and
Yeah,
then back into
make the
here
transition a little more smooth.
is
Yeah,
where it kind of starts to feel like, hey, it catches you off guard, or maybe
yeah.
you want to keep it like smooth, I'd say, or as easy for the
Mm.
listener as possible. And so small, subtle like details like that can make a big difference. But overall, great. Like use
Yeah,
of the sample,
yeah.
good
It sounds
vibe.
good vibe. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on here. This one has a funny name. I also had a minute to check out just the very beginning of this when I was setting up. And we got Old Man Shoden. I feel like you've been around. I recognize your picture here at some 343 events, potentially even last night. So shout out to you for being around the school here in New York, if that's the case, if I'm not confusing you for somebody else. But otherwise, we'll jump right in here and see how this one's sounding.
You know, you know, you know, the number one thing I smell right now is pop. It's pop. It's pop. So everybody has a joint. It's like everybody is smoking a joint now.
We've got a very strong theme here, a little 420 vibes.
Maybe I have a New York nose.
Ooh. Nice addition of the percussion there, the conga.
I'm not smelling. I'm not smelling filth. I'm not smelling. I'm not smelling filth. The number one thing I smell right now. The number one thing I smell right now. The number one thing I smell right now is pop. It's pop. The number one thing I smell. 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 Number one thing I smell right now is
Cool.
Everybody has a joint. Everybody has a joint. Everybody has a joint. You know, you know.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm going to let Stella take this one first because it's kind of your territory, deep house, I feel like. Or you're
Yeah,
closer to it,
yeah,
at least,
yeah.
than me.
It's like chill vibes. I really like the vibe again. Great use of percussion.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it became a little repetitive, like playing that part of the sample over and over again. So I was hoping for a little bit of maybe something different, or moving to like a drop part or like a verse, second verse kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So arrangement could use some work, maybe just introducing a new section. That's what I feel like is missing. I really like the use of kind of like trap horns that were in there. I feel like they could be even louder, more in your face, because I feel like it works really well. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say like, you pretty much nailed it. I like the song idea a lot. I think that in terms of the execution, a couple of things that would improve it was definitely what Stella said, just the arrangement, even just like any sort of bridge or B section, kind of like
Yeah.
Stella was getting at. And then the other thing is just like the mix. Although it's not blatantly bad, it just like we didn't listen to it super loud here, but I feel like the kick could have used some work to get
Yeah.
it kind of pumping. And depending on where you want the track to be played, subtle stuff like that, and just making sure that the sample volume in comparison to the drums and the rest is at the right spot, and
Yeah.
that maybe you're sidechaining certain things. For the most part, I thought it sounded good though, and I definitely think the idea has a lot of legs. So I would just like tweak it a bit, maybe add the B section, and then see what you can do in terms of the mix to just not, it sounds clean and all, but I just think that where things are placed, maybe some subtle adjustments could go like a really long way, and like I said, like some sidechain compression, things like that. But yeah, another great submission.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So we'll move along here onto our third submission from Rotten Egg. And please do continue commenting. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you are the artist that we're playing the track of, and if you have any, specific thoughts to share about the track. Otherwise, we're gonna hop right in here.
In the eyes of your reflection, you see a warped reality.
This kick, like, good example of one that cuts through,
Yeah.
It's hitting hard.
I see you.
Okay. Proper tech house vibe.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool. Kind of like Afro mixed with, I don't know, it kind of gives me that vibe with tech house. I like it. Yeah.
I like it. I don't listen to music that sounds like this too often,
Yeah.
but this is very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Melodically, everything
Yeah,
sounds in place. Ooh.
A warped reality.
Okay.
Hey. Wow, I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sub is low.
Yeah.
Could use some harmonics.
Yeah, could use some like motion too,
Yeah.
different pitches. Ooh, that's so cool.
The eyes, they watch you.
This is cool.
They watch you.
Like her stuff.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Very
It's
cool.
crazy that there's these three distinct
Yeah,
sections that are all
different.
so different.
Yeah.
Nice. I love the bass. It's just like crispy.
Yeah, this is really cool.
A warped reality.
Very impressive.
Yeah, very cool.
That one was great.
Yeah, very creative and also like showcasing almost 3 different styles. Personally, I would say you can make 3 songs out of this. So the
Mhm.
first part, the middle part, and the last part. I think last part was my favorite because it was like a combination of like tech house and wub bass and like like that crazy creative.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I would say. Other than that, really cool. Yeah, I think also mix wise, the last part sounded most like out there and in your face. First part was great as well.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Just try to
yeah.
speak up on
Yeah.
the mic just in case.
Yeah.
But so I agree. I thought that like at the very least 2 of these ideas could maybe make it into one song, but having all 3, I understand why you did it in this case because it's a really cool way to like show off your skills as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're releasing to the public, you want to get some streams. Ideally, like 2 ideas.
Yeah. It
or
might be a
maybe
little
even one.
confusing for people to have this many.
Yeah, I could see
Things in
this
one
first
song.
section and this last section
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
coexisting.
yeah,
I noticed
definitely.
he carried certain elements like melodic parts over.
Yeah,
It seemed
and
like
the rhythmic parts, like the hi-hat.
this
kinda playing the
part
same thing,
I
yeah.
also really liked, but it just feels like a little out of context, especially when it first came in.
Yeah.
I think even like starting at this second section, which is a little busier,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'd make it better or make it fit better, but something just kind of threw me off going to that completely different rhythm. Although it sounded cool and really good, it just kind of felt out of place a little bit to me, personally. But otherwise, like really impressive. I think
Yeah.
the biggest takeaway was that like you really managed to, in this 2 minutes and a half or whatever, almost 3 minutes,
Make some styles together.
Yeah,
make
and,
it
like,
really creative.
make something
one
really
sounds good, yeah.
engaging and fun to listen to. And the production quality is great as well. So props to you for that. Moving along here. My mistake that I don't have like the actual artist name for this one. We're gonna have to check the Discord in the other tab while we play it. But This one was Vortex. Whoever submitted the track, that was Vortex. They did it as an MP3, and this is a good time to just do a little housekeeping. But we should try to submit tracks as we've asked as SoundCloud links, because that's like the easiest for us to pull up and maintain. I noticed one other person also submitted like a Spotify link that we couldn't really tell if it was their submission or not. But generally speaking, to get a guaranteed play during the session, just please submit SoundCloud links. It's a lot easier for us. But without further ado, we'll hop into this MP3, which I'm making an exception for this time. But generally speaking, again, just try to submit, the same way we ask via the rules on this site, and it will help us out a lot. And here we go, Vortex. So it looks like this track was from DJ Hi-Hat. Anybody who's curious, you can find that info on the Discord. Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah, really
very
neat.
Up tempo.
It's like feel good vibes,
Yeah, feel good, definitely. I
Yeah.
kind of missed the sample. Did
Yeah.
you?
I
Maybe it was at the start.
Let's
Did
go
we
back
kinda
really quick
miss
and see
it?
if we can
Yeah.
catch it. Yeah, if you're around, by the way, anybody, I guess this is DJ Hi-Hat. Let us know, like, how you made it, how you incorporated the sample and the rest. Sometimes it's hard to figure out. I mean, it could have been something like,
Yeah, in the
Melody
background.
copied
Yeah,
it or
yeah.
some arpeggiating or something. But generally speaking, cool track.
Yeah.
It's got a very interesting vibe, like very EDM heavy,
Yes.
very feel good heavy, which is kind of
Beat,
like
yeah.
an interesting combo. But it works. The mix sounds pretty good. You're clearly aiming for a certain kind of sound with those snares, kind of like got that reverby feel.
Yeah, with the build up. And
yeah.
the whole
I'm trying to
up-tempo
think.
vibe. Yeah.
There's not too many criticisms I'd have for this one, honestly, besides
Me
the fact.
neither. Other than I just couldn't hear the sample that
Yeah,
well. Maybe.
which, not to say that you can't use the sample in like a super obscure way that we can't recognize, but it helps, like, if you incorporate it in a cool way where we can still hear it. It just kind of, I think that's kind of a fun approach. But regardless, great track.
Sounds good.
Yeah, keep it up, and we'll move along here for a matter of time. Doing pretty good. So we're on submission. It looks like 4 of 8, which is perfect, and we'll probably be going, streaming until around 2 o'clock. And we have plenty of time to kind of get through the rest of these. So let us know how you're feeling. This guy's saying in the chat, sorry. Shout out to Extract. He is saying, I heard the sample in the break. It was kind of like a bridge that led up to the last drop. Okay, cool. So some of you guys, good ear, by the way, are catching the sample in that last one. Really cool. And shout out to DJ Hi-Hat for, implementing that way. But we're going to move on right into Explore, and this was submitted by Chrome, it looks like, without an E.
And the house vibes. Nice.
Like it.
Everyone's making a house.
Good
Let's
kick.
go.
Good kick. I love like
Yeah.
the automation on the open hat, like opening up. That part's sick. Ooh. one's really good. Sound
Again,
is
I hear the sample like a little while ago. I heard it like it's really again in the background, but
That's
it's
kinda
not wrong or anything. It's just
I think
more hidden.
the thing that caught me on this one is the sound design initially, but also the mix
Yeah.
in its entirety. Really impressive. Like
Yeah.
just where those synths are sitting in comparison to the rest, the bass and the
Also, the
drums.
style is very clear and outspoken.
Good point.
It's like chill house, synthy.
hmm Word. That was
That's
great.
good, yeah.
I'm giving you the follow on that one for sure. Um, Man, I don't even know where to start, but probably my favorite submission for sure so far. Um, the sound design was the first thing that definitely stood out, just like the synths in the beginning sounding really clean, and then like that same feeling of things just in the right spot at the right volumes, sounding good, just carried out throughout the whole thing with the drums, with these breakdowns. This part like I thought was a little the only part that it's not a criticism really, but just a more of a personal taste. It kind of like jumped from kind of a quick breakdown right back into it here. I don't know if that's like more popular for the style of music, but I
It
thought
didn't really bother me in
yeah,
this case.
yeah, I thought
could,
maybe you
like-
could use a swell
Yeah.
or something extra, but very subtle. But mostly like I don't know.
Yeah.
You have any other thoughts?
I like that the style is again very like outspoken. Like you can tell exactly what kind of genre feel it is. It's
Mm.
like it's got the nostalgic synths like that you hear,
Yep.
but also very electronic housey.
hmm
So I really like that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you highlighted a good part there is that this is an example of a song idea that was really well executed. Like
Mhm.
it has a certain style, it's very distinct. You put it on, you know, kind of exactly what you're listening
The
to.
vibe, yeah.
You know how people are kind of hopefully going to react on the dance floor. And with a challenge like this, it's very hard to kind of take somebody else's sampler idea and get it to this stage. So, you know, a lot of respect for you doing
Yeah.
that. And it's-
Again, the sample wasn't very clear. I
Mhm.
heard it like in some parts, like very much in the background, but
Mhm.
the style works, the song works, so
Yeah, just a good example for anybody else out there, maybe a little less experienced. Like, try to have a very clear idea of like your song idea, maybe when you're making it, because then you'll end up with like hopefully a really crisp,
yeah.
clean result. Versus maybe
Yeah,
some
you
of
have like
these.
direction.
Yeah.
The song is really going somewhere.
And I
it's very,
guess
like,
another part of it is the arrangement plays
Yeah,
into that
yeah,
in a big
s-
part.
for sure, definitely. Arrangement very important.
Okay, great job. So
Yeah.
we'll move on here. We're doing pretty good on time. Well, we got Sly Stutter with 3-0 here, and I'm gonna hop right in.
But the seventh day thou shalt keep holiday. And so for 6 days, or for 6 parts of one's life, one should be sane and rational and follow the society game. But in order to do that, everybody needs a carnival. Carnivale, farewell to the concerns of the flesh. Farewell to rationality and let off steam. Our culture does not at present provide for this, and it's a very serious mistake.
That was a cool audio sample there in the beginning. Seems like this might be the hip hop vibes we were waiting for. We'll
Let's
see. Oh yeah.
Old school?
Ooh. Very interesting
Yeah.
instrumentation, you know?
Yeah.
Just in the same way
Interesting
that the Golden Gate
combination.
Bridge is
The drums
constructed
and the
to have
synths
flexibility
Yeah.
and the
so that
melodic.
it will
And that was
stand
almost
with
like
wind.
some
For that reason,
little
it
sitar-like
remains
to me. That synth,
Yeah.
you know, it was
If the
almost
Golden
like
Gate Bridge
instrument
was
like.
completely rigid, every
Now we
time
got
there was
this.
a strong wind, it would collapse. So it is the same with people who are rigidly sane all the time. and always try to keep their thoughts in order, they become extreme prey to very dangerous kinds of psychosis. But if you will please be sure to go crazy for at least half an hour a day, you will be sane.
I like these drums a lot.
Yeah.
The pattern.
The drums are really dry and kind of acoustic, really
They're like
great, but I like
punching.
crisp.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting vibe.
Yeah, this
It's like
part.
a combination of styles again.
Yeah, it's cool.
The drum has its own vibe, and then, but it works together. It kind of works.
Yeah. Nice. All right, you want to start or should I go?
I like the sounds. Like all the sounds on their own are really cool. I'm not sure if together, again, I couldn't recognize like one style, one solid like direction style, which is not wrong, absolutely not wrong, but I'm kind of looking for that when I'm listening to tracks. Maybe
Mhm.
that's more just like personal preference.
Mhm.
Again, the sounds on their own, like the drums were really crisp. It works, but together I kind of feel like I'm missing like one direction or like one kind of style, you know?
Yeah.
That's only my only comment.
Okay, cool. I agree with that, and I think part of it, honestly, is like similar to one of the previous tracks. The idea is really cool, and like the melodies and stuff are there, but the execution, like specifically the mix and even some of the instrumentation, is just like maybe not helping that the idea come out as clear. And an example of that is like at the end here, there's a lot of really cool melodic stuff going on, but I noticed like there's two different instruments that are close, playing like slightly different melodies, and they're kind of like my brain is confusing them for the same sound, and then they're kind of like riffing back and forth. And what I would do in that case would like try to choose a different instrument for one, maybe, and also try to choose maybe a different octave just to further separate them in the mix.
Yeah.
Because these again are really cool ideas. I think especially at the end here, there's a lot going on, but it's not necessarily overcomplicated, but just the way things are placed, the mix generally, those drums are like knocking and cutting through, like you mentioned.
Mhm.
But in contrast with the bass, like specifically that first section where the bass came in, I couldn't really hear the bass much. It was very quiet sounding, and that is maybe a result of
Can
where
you
we
play
are.
that part one more time so I hear what the bass, because I kind of forgot what
To do that, everybody
So
where the bass comes.
it's like I think right here there's a little bass. You can tell me. You hear that? That part.
Oh yeah.
Like it's there.
Yeah.
but-
Again, I would kind of hear like a maybe a different bass, like more like a acoustic, like more natural bass.
Mhm.
That's what I would hear with the drums that I'm hearing. If
Yeah.
I'm trying to place the sounds together.
That's a good
You know, yeah.
good thought, like an
Yeah.
instrumentation type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
The other thing is like even if that bass just was like more saturated, had more harmonics, it would probably cut
so
through.
it would like cut through, yeah.
So it's half like maybe a mix thing, half maybe, instrumentation and
Yeah.
mix kind of goes hand in hand in some ways. But great idea, and I really can see what you're going for. I think musically, like melodically, it's got a lot of really great parts to it, but just even the arrangement was pretty good, but generally the mix, couple small tweaks might, push it to the next level. Cool. All right, we'll move on to again doing great on time. Extract, cool. So you were in the chat I saw earlier, and your track is going to be called A Brighter Night. We'll dive right in. Ooh. Got the sample right here.
Not the same.
It's not? Oh, I thought it might have been. I wasn't paying attention really. Give a like, give us a stream like if you're out there watching. That helps us out a lot. Ooh,
There it is.
big switch up.
Yeah.
All right, this is it here. Yeah, I recognize it. It's like processed heavily, kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like far.
Ooh. Little drill vibes.
Okay, 808 drop.
Wow. The 808. Nice.
Yeah. The genre is right on.
Yeah,
It will-
and
yeah,
great use of the sample, you know?
yeah.
Like a really great use of sample. 'Cause it's really a key element in the song. Woo! It's like
Yep.
some Pop Smoke right here. So this is like kind of what we initially were expecting.
Yeah.
A lot of these, like
Yeah.
hip hop, drill type beats based on what the sample is sounding like, but
Because the sample comes from like a hip hop trap, really like hard, heavy hybrid trap song. So
Wow.
this is the closest to the vibe.
yeah,
Again, there's nothing wrong with other genres or mix of genres, but
I think we
this
tend
is
to
right
get
on.
a
Yeah.
lot of like housey stuff just
Yeah.
due to the nature of the school, but this is awesome.
yeah, this is sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have some thoughts on this one.
cool. All right, I'm gonna let Stella jump in first. Let's figure this out a little bit.
So I like the intro, but I think the intro on its own is kind of like its own thing. It doesn't give me any like an idea of where the song is going because there's like a big switch up from the intro
Yeah.
to where it drops. So I would personally maybe change the intro a little bit to make it more like an actual introduction to the beat.
Yeah.
Other than that, the beat is really good.
Yeah.
The style again, right on, really good. Maybe I don't know what kind of 808 sound you were going for, but I would maybe put even more like distortion on it.
Yeah.
Like really more like heavy, hard sound design.
Yeah, great feedback. I would agree with the intro thing. Honestly, I think just cut it. Like, I don't know, kind of maybe extend this, but like,
Yeah, because when the actual sample's coming in, it's kind of already coming from like it's kind of being introduced like
Yeah.
from far away. So that already works as an intro, I would say.
yeah, I just know, like, even from listening to more like a lot of hip hop and like drill inspired music, like, it's kind of one of those genres where you just want to get to like the bang, like the part, like this
Yeah.
part quick. And there's like this part's great with the 808 kind of coming in early and
Yeah.
then some delay. But like this, in my opinion, you want that to happen as quick as possible because that's the part everybody goes crazy
Yeah,
for. So,
yeah.
you know, you want to get out there, you
Good
want to get
point,
it
yeah,
played.
yeah.
Just jump to that. And then otherwise, like, great. And same with the outro, maybe a little long. So if you cut this intro, you know, maybe do another verse or, you know, extend it a bit so you still have like a 2 or 3 minute song.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, this might be up there now taking my number one slot. I don't know. There are some really good
Yeah.
ones, but
Everything works really well together in this one. Like
yeah.
the sample.
Yeah,
the
I'll
choice of-
highlight one more time, like great incorporation of the sample.
Yeah.
You can clearly hear it. You also altered it a great extent. It sounds processed, but it's not like to the furthest extent where we can't even recognize it. So
Yeah.
great work there. Oh, and then this is this the last one? Let me just double check the Discord here. But I had maybe one more, but it came up as my should we go to a BRB? Just give us a minute here. We're just gonna kind of double check that we have all the submissions in order, and we'll be right with you guys.
343 Labs provides the highest level of music education by bringing together world-class instructors, an innovative curriculum, and a unique learning environment both in New York City and online. We're also building a community of like-minded artists, producers, and musicians that all have the common goal of learning from each other and getting better at their craft. Our instructors come from really diverse backgrounds and have a lot of performing and professional experience in the real world. They all have their own projects and have been producing records for a long time. They've been touring the world, have very successful careers, and are now sharing their knowledge with the students at our school. I think our curriculum is really designed to save our students time in not learning the wrong material and hunting on YouTube or maybe learning from the wrong teacher, but getting straight to the subject matter. Our teachers are really good at kind of honing in on a student's needs. We have students with a very wide range of musical tastes. So all of our instructors have just such a wide breadth of knowledge of all these different styles that they can really...
All right, we're back.
Yeah. So we determined that this was actually all the submissions. My mistake. We had 7 total. Extract was the last person to submit, like right before the deadline. So shout out to you. So what we're gonna do now is take another quick break. You can check out that really cool video about the school in the meantime, and we're gonna decide on a winner as well as a runner-up to, you know, get those prizes. And we'll be right back with that.
Yep.
Anything else to add? No?
Let's do it.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
be back.
Sounds good.
343 Labs provides the highest level of music education by bringing together world-class instructors, an innovative curriculum, and a unique learning environment both in New York City and online. We're also building a community of like-minded artists, producers, and musicians that all have the common goal of learning from each other and getting better at their craft. Our instructors come from really diverse backgrounds and have a lot of performing and professional experience in the real world. They all have their own projects and have been producing records for a long time. They've been touring the world, have very successful careers, and are now sharing their knowledge with the students at our school. I think our curriculum is really designed to save our students time in not learning the wrong material and hunting on YouTube, or maybe learning from the wrong teacher, but getting straight to the subject matter. Our teachers are really good at kind of honing in on a student's needs. We have students with a very wide range of musical tastes. So all of our instructors have just such a wide breadth of knowledge of all these different styles that they can really help each individual student create that sound that they're going for. The courses that we offer cover all aspects of music production. We offer 3 levels of music production with Ableton Live, as well as Logic Pro X, songwriting and music theory, synthesis for producers, which is kind of like sound design, and mixing and mastering. We also offer bundles for students that want to go really deep and experience the full breadth of our curriculum. We're actually sharing a space with Scratch DJ Academy, the oldest DJ school in New York City, with a lot of history. A lot of great musicians and DJs came through this place. Another great thing about our space is its location right in the heart of the East Village on the NYU campus. If you can't make it to New York City, we also have our courses online with the same great instructors. And if you do come to New York City, we'd love to welcome you here. You could schedule a tour or come to one of our community events. My name is Max, co-founder of 343 Labs, and we hope to see you soon. 343 Labs provides the highest level of music education by bringing together world-class instructors.
Alrighty.
Okay, we're back.
Yes.
The winners.
We have made a decision. And no hard feelings. It was very difficult. We loved all these submissions, and we know that you guys poured your heart and soul to making really great songs. But without further ado, I'll let Stella, or should I just jump into these tabs here? So yeah, so we decided that this is going to be our number one, because you're going to take home the 343 Pro sessions as well as the arcade output license. Rotten Egg, so congrats. Just like a really good showcase, I'd say, on this one, of different styles of high quality production value. Stella highlighted like it brought modern production, like stuff that's relevant in the scene right now, into the track. Anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I really like how you use different sounds, and like you made it almost commercial, but also very creative and underground at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you could play this at a club probably.
That's a great way to put it. Like when I looked at the album cover and just this vibe, everything, that the title, I was expecting like very much underground type
very
music.
dark underground, but it wasn't that. It had that element, but it wasn't too
Exactly, which is really impressive. I think it was that the mix and the rest is like really professional sounding, although you have those more obscure kind of maybe underground, elements. So really great job. Congrats on winning. We'll reach out to you on Discord to share the details. And moving into our runner-up, another track that just caught us here at the end, which we really enjoyed, was Extract with the Brighter Night kind of drill type vibes.
Ooh. Yeah. Again, sample worked really well there. Genre was on point. Like you could totally hear what kind of vibe genre you're going for.
I think
commercial.
That's a big highlight for today. Like it was a clear idea, although the intro might have kind of thrown you off a bit. Like production quality is good. Mainly the thing that stood out to me here, and we were deciding between a few at the end, was that the use of the sample was really great. It was clear that you used it, we could hear it, but it wasn't just dry. It was like perfect blend between, low processing. All the other elements were working around that nicely. So you'll be winning some 343 Pro sessions. For those of you who don't know, Pro sessions are like our master classes with some really talented DJs and producers from all across the globe, some really big names here. So that'll be lots of fun for those two winners. But otherwise, I think that pretty much does it. That was a lot of fun for me, at least. I hope that you guys out there enjoyed it and had a great time. We'll be back, of course, for another one next month. So look out for the details on that. via Discord, and of course, social media. Follow us, give the stream a like, subscribe to us here. Follow us on other social medias at 343 Labs. We're on TikTok, Instagram, all the rest, Reddit. But yeah, I think without further ado, congrats again to our winners. We'll sign off.
Congrats.
Any
Good
parting
job.
words from Stella?
I really enjoyed it. I love listening to new music and giving feedback, sharing thoughts,
Yeah,
So
and
I really liked it. Yeah.
thanks again for your patience with. I think everything went mostly smooth, but this is kind of one of the first ones we've done in house here at the New York school for a bit. So we'll be back at it very soon, like I said, next month. But enjoy the weekend, everybody,
Yes.
and congrats to the winners once again.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Astro.